Hey, what's up guys? The ranked 2 player in the world is toying with his foes, outplaying every opponent that he matches into with a 2.5 elixir cheap cycle deck. The skill barrier entry cost for this deck is absurdly high. Since the average elixir cost is so low at 2.5 elixir, you're gonna have to make a lot of decisions and make them quickly. If your precise timings and placements aren't executed correctly, you'll be executed. Because there's no buildings, you're gonna have to be distracting with skeletons, bouncing back and stopping your opponent's charges with logs, kiting with ice golems, and relying as hunter as your sole source of damage and defense. Meanwhile, all of your damage will be earned with minor wallbreaker connections and poison when opponents stack up value near their tower. Despite this deck being challenging to play, it is one of the most fun decks to master. No other good deck can spam at this speed. It'll get you better at the game because it forces you to make the right decisions, and it's a ton of fun to play. And as proven by the ranked 2 player in the world, if you master it, you can become one of the best players in the game. It's time to enter Big Brain City and assert dominance. And huge hunter love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make the high for videos possible. Okay, so this guy loves Expo, and I love to hate Expo. I'm a certifiable Expo hater out here. Cycling our wall breakers at the start and seeing if this guy's actually gonna be playing the dreaded bow. I don't think he will. He's gonna be running goblins, which is primarily gonna be played with like Hog Rider fast cycle decks with like, yeah, as I was assuming, Executioner, Valkyrie type of stuff. And the dude's got cannon, so it would be the weirdest Expo deck ever. I'm gonna drop a miner in a spot there that's not gonna get targeted by the cannon, but it is very predictable in that placement. Ooh, very nice. I think it's in my best interest to just go for a poison directly on the Goblinstein Doctor, and then maybe get away with bats here, depending on what happens. So yeah, his Doctor should end up dying to the poison, so I won't have to spend any extra elixir on that. And he can't get a good ability on our bats here. Wait, are any of my bats gonna go backward? That would have been nice. That would have been so clean. Get a NATO, so then he doesn't have NATO for the miner. I might be able to get away with these wall breakers connecting if we can slow down his goblins. Dang it, that would have been so nice. Anyway, we're still in a pretty nice spot because we are winning the game by a little bit. The only thing that I have to worry about is that goblin getting one hit. Yeah, it does get a little single stab on us. So at this point, we've realized that our opponent is going to be playing a deck pretty similar to me. The only thing is, I've got a faster cycle for sure. So I'm going to cycle my hunter in the back, try to get to the evolution, and then just ram my way through with the hunter evolution as the meme. We're to cycle our skellies here, and hunter isn't necessarily like the best card to cycle the back if the opponent's got a big spell, but he hasn't dropped a spell here, so I'm not that worried. Ooh, he's got the moves. He's got the moves. We're gonna log, maybe make him retarget onto the ice golem or just die. Okay, we're gonna get bats down here as well, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I have to go in for a poison on this doctor for it to die. There's the only way that thing's gonna die here. Poison should be able to kill most of the goblins too, and the doctor doesn't immediately die, but it will die to our princess tower with maybe one shot on us. Hopefully nothing. Yeah, it gets one. Oh, that's rough. Right as he's about to die, he just fires off that little electrical shock. So I'm going to get an ice golem down here, skellies, and then I'm going to throw down a miner. I don't want to go for evolve wall breakers because there's a chance he goes cannon, and he does go cannon as I anticipated. So glad I made that prediction. The single skeleton of doom! I can't believe that thing locked onto the tower. That's awesome. All right, we're going to hunter here. And then I could poison on the doctor and the cannon, and I quite like that. Because then I can go for Evolve Wall Breakers, Skeletons on the Miner, and then maybe hit up his Magic Archer with a Miner as well. Please let me get a Wall Breaker through. If that doesn't happen, it's fine for me, though, too. I would like to go for Bats here. He's not going to pop an ability on Bats immediately, so he's going to get cooked. And then we'll still have the Bats to counteract the rest of his stuff. I'm going to log immediately, go Wall Breaker, Skellies on the Miner, then go for my own Miner. This seems like a massive Miner fiesta. You're just spamming Miners every single second, and if he NATOs, it's okay. I dislike the Magic Archer potential for our opponent, but if he uses Tornado on the miner, it's still a 3-for-3 trade, so it's not the end of the world. We're going to try to ram our way through with wall breakers and just continuously cycle our skellies in the back, catch his miners if he wants to do that. Dropping our stuff in different spots means it's going to be harder for him to identify where they're going to go. Ooh, the bats are on the tower. Wait. Seriously? The Evolved Ice Spirit still ended up hitting the bats. I was hyped up for nothing. Get a NATO, and then I think the wall breakers explode on the Magic Archer and kill it, right? Really? Oh, that's despicable, my dude. I can't believe we got nothing there. Anyway, we can go Ice Golem on the Magic Archer and have our tower finish it off. Then we can get bats down on top of his miner that should be coming down any second. And if he doesn't do that, it's still a-okay for me because we could get away with a poison, but I think it's better for me to go for the Evolved Hunter and see its magic in action. Just going to hold his stuff in place, and then we're going to go Ice Golem and make a prediction on the Magic Archer. Then we're going to poison here. Yo, get finessed, my dude. That is beautiful. I love making predictions and outplaying opponents, especially when they have like cards that completely counter me in specific scenarios. If I let that Magic Archer lock on, the game is locked up in this dude's favor, and I can't let that happen. We're going to have to log because he might have had one of the goblins survive. He didn't, though. Now we're going to go for a poison. Hopefully we're able to hit the Magic Archer. If he doesn't do that, we're just going to drop the miner in the exact same spot because the poison's encompassing that area. It's going to be harder for him to counter us. We can Ice Golem here again, and we can just play really, really vicious right now. Cycling as many miners as possible. Poisoning on the Doctor yet again. Throwing a miner in the inside placement because it's going to be harder for him to predict. He's going to expect it to be in the other spot, directly where he drops the goblins. And yes, sir, that's awesome. We got him with one more poison. This fast cycle is absolutely incomprehensible for opponents to even like look at. They're like, wait, how are you cycling 4 miners in the time that I cycle 2? This isn't fair. And I have to say, the Evolved Hunter on our side of the map on defense was our hero, bringing our opponent's offense all the way down to 0. Basically, what I'm trying to say is Evo Hunter is about to be promoted to leader of this man's clan. We're dialed in, and this guy's got one of the best banners in existence. That Night Witch banner is probably one of my best banners in the game, but it's not necessarily one of my favorite cards. Only people that run Night Witch are either like Golem or Elixir Golem players, and I'm not huge fans of Elixir Golem players ever. Hate losing to them. Fortunately, the bomber didn't splash on my tower. I thought it would. We're going to go Minor Wall Breakers here on the left side just because he's done damage with the poison. So if he counteracts anything, we want to make sure that his cards are counter pushing the side that he doesn't want to be pushing on. So if you're able to start off the game ever, you always want to go other side of where your opponent's spelling your tower because, you know, it's just important to not take damage that you don't need to. I'm going to go Bats here. It's just a bit safer than doing anything else. And then I think we can go Ice Golem Miner as well. Just apply more pressure. It is fun to just spam wall breakers like a madman. And if you can get the miner in front of like one bat, it's always fun. Because the bat will stay alive for forever. Oh, come on, man. We do get the Ice Golem being a win condition on the tower. Pretty derpy to see that. Unfortunately for us, the Hunter should be able to fulfill the defense that we need. It does so much damage to Goblinstein right now. I think Goblinstein is just like a fake champ. You look at it right now and you see how much health it has in it. It feels really wimpy. At least the Goblinstein, compared to what it was before the 20-win challenge era, it used to be one of the best cards in the game. What is that Ice Wizard doing? It actively played for my side. I can't believe that. The fact that the Ice Wizard allowed my Hunter an ability of hitting the tower. Unbelievable. That's not how he wanted to play at all. All right, so since he's got Ice Wizard, there's the easy chance of him activating King Tower. We're going to stop him from doing that by going for Wall Breakers as well. Unless he wants to eat the Wall Breakers. I love the fact that the knight stayed right in the vicinity of the blast. Okay, so we want a Hunter here. If we could have stopped that from crossing the bridge, that would have been even better, to be honest. But should be able to get a really solid log here as well and see how this goes. Yeah, Hunter on defense is nice because if it's able to hold whatever your opponent's units are in place, it might... Oh, if it got the net off, then I think we wouldn't have taken real damage from him. I can still primarily go for poisons as a good way of getting damage here because I think our opponent is discouraged of going in for cannons or defensive buildings here because it's going to be a negative trade. And then if he goes in for a graveyard, it's still a really grave situation for him because then he's taking negative trades there too. If we go for bats on the knight and then just cycle back to our poison, we're totally fine. In fact, we can go Ice Golem on the bomber so that it doesn't hit anything of value. And then we can miner here, maybe even go in for a log on the cannon so then we can go in for wall breakers a bit earlier. As early as the cannon expires, it gives us more opportunities. Wait, were the wall breakers pushing? Pretty confident the wall breakers are pushing the Hunter closer to the tower, so shotgun shells were almost abundant. Love going bats here. It's one of my favorite plays to do. Not enough people drop bats on defense against the tags. I genuinely think that is just one of the most underrated plays in the game. We're going to Hunter here, and then we should be good. I mean, I don't think we're taking any extra real damage here. I'm going to miner and go wall breakers. The Hunter shooting backwards on the skeletons on that defensive end was crazy. I could poison one more time, but I do think it's better for me to just spam more miners here and win the game with that. We also have Evolved Hunters, so it's going to be harder for this guy to defend. I'm going to miner in the back, and I could throw down a poison to finish off the game. It does 240, so just trying to get into that danger zone. Wait, the bats! The bats are locking and loading! This guy's cooked. Poison comes down, and this guy's tower is about to tumble. GG. He lost the game even if the wall breaker didn't connect, but I guess the wall breaker just gave him a bit of a faster end, exploding in his face. All right, Moolah, it's time to see if you're a big spender. Growing up, my dad always used to call money Moolah. I wonder if that's something that you guys have heard before, or if that's how his name was made. But I guess we'll find out if this guy is going to be running a gigantic deck. I don't think so. We see Firecracker and Goblin, so I think it'll probably be a Hog Rider deck. Yo, dude is cycling Cannon too. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Don't cannon my Ice Golem. Let it be a win condition. You're ruining all of our fun out here. This is why we can't have nice things. So I would like to go in for Skellies, and then, oh, it is going to be Goblinstein. That's going to be tough. At least we're able to do something here, but it is not easy playing against someone that's spamming a Goblinstein Hog Rider into us. If we drop anything into that ability, we're just losing Elixir, guaranteed. I'm going to go in for Wall Breakers, and then I could pre-log Goblins, ideally. If we can hit that, that would be fantastic. I wonder if the Miner's going to tank. Wall Breaker, yes! That was unbelievable! But the dude gets bailed out by Electro Spirit, dang it. Electro Spirit solely in that deck to beat Bats, and also beat Graveyard Skeletons. And, yeah, you know, he caught one of the counters that he wanted to be able to beat. If he was running Ice Spirit, I can almost guarantee he would have missed one of the Bats, and then that would have stayed locked in the tower, and we would have probably just won the game instantaneously. Since we are playing against Hog Rider, it's important that we cycle our Hunter in the back, because our opponent doesn't have Rocket or a big spell like Lightning. So he's just going to, like, Earthquake that every time, right? So not that big of a concern. I can Miner Wall Breakers every single chance I can, because it's just a safe bet at getting value and forcing extra Elixir from the opponent. If I can, I will poison that. If we're able to finish off the Doctor before it pops ability on the Hunter stays alive, shredding the rest of the monster. And then, you know, we're going to be a monster on defense out here with the Evolved Hunter against the Hog Rider. I haven't done this yet, but I think we're going to cook. Finally, we get to play against a Win Condition, so we can showcase the Hunter's true strength. You're allowed to be diabolical and play way more aggressive when you have the Evolved Hunter in hand, because you're able to kind of overcommit and get bailed out by a 4 Elixir card. So just pretty fun to do this. Watch and learn, boys. Or actually, don't watch and learn, because we went right into a Firecracker evolution. This feels bad. This makes me slightly sad, but I think with poison, we should be okay. I don't think this guy is getting through us today. So, yeah, decent. He's going to lose everything here. We are going to go in for Skeleton so we can get the Electro Spirit out of sight. And we can log and get another Hunter down. Should be able to get an Ice Golem here as well. This is sketchy. I'm not a fan of this situation, my guy. I think you're playing pretty well. I'll give it to you. I'll say that you are playing well, sir. All right, well, that wasn't it. That was definitely not it for our friend. Should be able to get Skellies down here. He is definitely going for an Electro Spirit, so that we're going to have to pre-log, I think. And then maybe we can go in for a minor Firecracker counter. Yeah, let's go. We outplayed him so hard with that. I knew he was going to do it. The Miner doesn't lock onto the tower, but if we can get Bats on the tower, we might be able to cook. I should be able to do something here. I'm going to try to go in for Miner Bats, and then maybe just use our Evolved Wall Breakers again one more time if we can get back to it. Is he going to get back to anything to counter the Bats? We're not going to get back to Evolved Wall Breakers. We're just going to win with our Poison and Wall Breakers regular. Let's go! That fierce prediction on the Firecracker sealed this man's fate. And I would have got absolutely finessed by the fireworks, and I would have been crying. Luckily, the tragic tale didn't happen, and we were able to melt Mula with our Miner Wall Breakers pressure. Hopefully, this guy can drop a Mega Knight at the bridge on command, because that's what most of mid-ladder menaces do. Okay, he's going to have Firecracker. We played against that earlier, so let's match into it again and hopefully mash it. I would love to activate King Tower with this and cycle our Skellies here, and then stop the Firecracker, but no, it's targeting the Bats. It messed up my King Tower activation. That's criminal. Absolutely criminal, my guy. We're going to go for our Hunter here and then hopefully activate King Tower eventually. We're going to also cycle our Log. Yeah, all right, that defense was decent. It wasn't the best thing in the world or anything, but we'll take it. We got Bats counter pushing as well. Maybe some of them can lock onto the tower. And the Firecracker is not going to be cycled by our opponent. He's going to go in for more sets of Goblins. Well, sir. If we cycle Skellies directly on the Spear Goblins, we're going to limit your damage potential. The only downside about this is I don't know if the Skeleton hits the Spear Goblin, and it does. Very nice. Still hits my tower. Even if the Spear Goblin's at, like, one-shottable range from the Princess Tower, it doesn't fire as fast as the Princess Tower. Well, the Spear Goblin fires faster than the Princess Tower, which is not what we want to see. Okay, so if you guys didn't know this interaction, you go Bats like this, then the Bats won't die. Your Bats will stay alive after the Skeleton Barrel pops. If you drop it in the back of the Skeleton Barrel. That's the optimal placement for everyone that's wondering. Ooh, this poison value is insane. We are slurping up those Goblins. And we're also able to go Wall Breakers because you don't have a good card cycle, my dude, at all. Yes, sir. I think if we go Ice Golem here, we're going to be able to prevent the Bandit from dashing and also get the maximum possible duration of having the Bandit on the field, like, targeting the Ice Golem. So I like that. It's great because no dash zone and also +1 Elixir trade. Take that every day of the week. I'm going to continuously throw more Bats and Miners at our opponent because if he goes in for Royal Recruits, he'll be able to defend. Hopefully. We'll find out. Hunter, I believe in you. You got this, right? All right, my defenses cannot be lacking right now or we're going to lose. I want to get a good poison if he cycles a lot of stuff together, so we're definitely going to go take that. And then I'm going to hold my Log. think this will be okay if I can get a good Ice Golem down. And then Miner, and then Log. I think that's going to be our play. Or maybe just cycle Skellies? Are we chilling? Oh! Wait, he thought I was Goblin Gang coming. Oh, no way. That's hilarious. He thought I was Minering, and then he dropped the Goblin Gang to predict the Miner. But, in fact, I was just dropping the Miner on top of the Firecracker. So he got crushed. That was awesome. All right, I'm going to throw another Miner here, and then I think I can go in for Bats. Throw a Hunter here as well. I wonder how this goes, because assume we're able to pop the Skeleton Barrel with the Hunter. We're in a great spot. Superb spot, actually. Nice log value, and then we could throw down an Ice Golem to go and pull the Bandito. And then he's going to be singing Despacito. I believe if we can just kill the Firecracker, then we're in a good spot. And we do. Really nice. All right. Mighty Miner is not ideal. That is kind of a scary card for me, not going to lie. But we could get a good poison going. We get Ice Golem here. Definitely want to get a good log. Gonna wait with that. Throw down the log now. Maybe even Miner on the Firecracker. Push everything away. Say sayonara to all of his stuff. Get an Ice Golem here so then the Firecracker doesn't hurt me. Oh, we didn't hit the Firecracker with that. That's really bad. I don't like that. The Firecracker took damage, but it is what it is. We get a good log. Maybe go in for some other stuff, depending on how we are feeling. We're feeling great. We're feeling villainous right now, though. If the wall breakers break through, we just win. He has to whiff some of the arrows, and then we can just throw more stuff at him. This guy's also a big fan of throwing a lot of stuff at me, too, so, you know, it just has to be this way, I guess. Poison coming down on the Evolved Firecracker is insane value as well. We take that. Firecracker, fortunately, stays inside. It is a neat as well. It's just a degen. The Firecracker knows nothing but the indoors of our opponent's arena. And then our opponent, Electro Wizard, laughs incessantly on demand. You know what? I demanded your tower. We took it. And it was a pretty nice freebie. I agree with our guy, though. That was a pretty hilarious game, especially with how often the wall breakers bashed our dude. And I don't know how many of you guys know that tip with bats or minions against Skeleton Barrel, but if you drop it in the back, you're gonna be winning so many more games, keeping your stuff alive. So it's undeniable that this deck is way more difficult to pilot than any other deck at the top of the leaderboard, but it is really fun to play at the same time. And fortunately, we finally matched into a beatdown deck. Guys, I've been waiting for this moment my entire day. We are going to make those big beatdown players pay. I'm going to cycle Skellies here as well, and I think it's in our best interest to poison because I don't want those graveyard skeletons to be a problem. Also, watch it with how vicious... Oh! I was talking about how viciously my Hunter devours the Goblin Giant, but I guess not. What is happening here? Bro, do not turn the tables on my head. I don't want to end up dead. This is crazy work. Eesh, that's not what we want to see at all. All right, I'm going to throw down wall breakers so the Ice Golem's tanking after the Miner tanks. We've got multiple layers of tankage out here, and I think the wall breakers both connect. I love the fact that they shimmied off to the right side, like the opposite side of the Ice Golem and the guards. So pretty nice that they just bumped their way around there instead of going to the left, because then we would have been left over with no way of breaking through. I do want to go Ice Golem here at the bridge and then cycle Bats, because I would love to bait out small spells. And oh my goodness, this is even better. I'm going to poison Log on that Archer Queen later part of the game, but right now, ooh, maybe I can just poison kill. I think poison just straight up kills. Should be a dead queen to poison. And then he's not going to be able to go in for Goblin Giant and like freeze and kill me, right? It's just not really possible. I think we go for higher Hunters. So then we cycle a Hunter a little bit higher. He's not going to be able to freeze on the tower and everything. Or we can cycle a Hunter early, get back to multiple of them. This is where we want to be. How many Hunters can we get on the field? Not even double elixir yet. So there's going to be a little bit of regret if he gets a good trade here. But priority on the poison. The Hunter up top putting in work. Do want to log this, but when the Spear Goblins start to pop, so that's what we're going to do, hit them all at once. Yeah, let's go. If I wall breakers, we're going to go directly into something. It's not going to be the best, but I'm going to do it anyway. We have Evolved Hunter. We can gradually make this work. We're going to go into Bats. I think that might not have been fast enough. Yes! Let's go! I thought for sure he was going to get something down fast enough, but I guess not. Ooh, let's try to be a menace. If I pioneer a way of killing that... Nah, I have to log and poison. Wait. Now that he's ready. Now that he's ready for the maneuvers. We're going to lock his Goblin Giant on his side of the arena. It's just going to straight up die. This is criminal. He can't go in for a graveyard with the tank because the Hunter says, not today, Satan. Yo, look at the Hunter here. It's just being his guard. It's being his warden. It says, you shall not pass. Holy, I wonder if this game is going to pass for our opponent. He's going to be like, This too shall pass. Every day passes. Even the bad ones. This is so bad. I'm snort laughing, guys. I'm literally a Snortlax. Oh my goodness. The bats will also die as well. I think we just want to go in for another hunter here. Archer Queen should die to the hunter ability of just like, you know, hitting everything at once. We're going to Skellies off to the side. We definitely want a log to knock that back so our hunter doesn't die. And the Spear Goblins are going to put in work, but he just went for arrows, so I don't think he's going to be able to kill the wall breakers and the miner and the poison. It's just too much, man. It's too much. All right, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, this deck allows you to beat some of the most disgusting, deplorable decks on the planet. Even if the opponent is planting down Goblin Giant Freeze Graveyard, you'll still end up being able to counter it as long as you play well enough. And if you make predictions at the river, it's the icing on the cake, stopping your opponent's tank from even crossing the bridge. It is unbeatable to use a 4 elixir card and counter a 6 elixir card and then still get value after that because they can't even touch your hunter because all their elixir is going directly into the toilet. I think my 4 elixir evolved hunter ate a 6 elixir goblin giant and lumberjack for a total of 10. Hunt the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.